crossed over. There were Canadians in lots of other capacities than the Canadian Corps. In 1914, Canada was a nation of about 7.5 million. In the course of 4.5 years, 680,000 Canadians went into uniform, about 625,000 into Canadian uniform, and the remainder into the uniforms of Canada's allies, most of them within the Empire. Of those 680,000, about 500,000 went to Europe. Over 60,000 of them died. 172,000 were either injured or fell gravely ill in the course of operations. Those numbers don't represent 232,000 people, they represent 232,000 events, because some people were injured more than once, or were injured and then in another action subsequently killed, but it represented almost that number. And it was a horrific toll for Canada. Because of the geographic nature of most of the units, when an action went badly, an entire community could lose a significant slice of their male population of military age, just all wiped out in one go. And yet, it changed Canada in other dramatic ways in terms of growing up. And to understand that change, you have to understand that this was a period of the most intense change everywhere. The First World War took place in the midst of an unprecedented technological revolution. The conduct of the war almost has to be viewed as 5 separate one-year campaigns, and with a sort of a winter slowdown or stand down between them, because there are always a few weeks of the worst part of the winter in which almost nothing happened except a few little sort of trench clearing excursions. 1914, the first year, was worse than anything that's portrayed in film, worse than anything you'd see in the film Passchendaele or what have you, because the tactics were relatively old-fashioned. Soldiers advanced in a linear fashion, touching elbow to elbow, as they would have in the American Civil War. A soldier controlled only that much of the front, and yet the machine gun existed. The losses were horrific. Each year, the technology and the approach changed dramatically. By the Middle War period,